I'm ready.
Yeah?
You?
I'm ready.
Yes,
Let's
go.
do it. Dyana, I'm so excited to have you in my space today. Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to be here and finally meet you in live. We had this meeting not live, and now it's like happening in divine timing. So thank you for having me.
It's so beautiful that you're here and your energy feels right. It feels cleansing. It feels very diamond-like.
Oh my God, that's amazing because I'm anchoring the blue diamond.
Yes! Yes! Tell me more about the blue diamond.
Oh, well, it's just, it came through me. This is like a new Christ consciousness, but it's called blue diamond.
Whoa.
I cannot say what it is exactly, but it's Atlantean. It comes from Atlantis. Yeah, it started 2 years ago. I was in Tanzania. I've been doing a lot of divine feminine. I anchor the divine feminine. When I say I want this to be clear that I'm just a channel. Like, I don't do anything. It's really important because I don't do anything. I just allow whatever the divine needs to get through me to the earth, and I see it happening. So it's not about me at all. At least not my little I.
I love that. It's that grander I, right?
It's my higher self, and we are all one. This is not the real, it's not this little Dania here. And we're all part of this grander self, yeah. So I want that to be clear that I don't do it. But I see what is being done. I see the divine plan really clearly. And
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful for us to get out of the smaller I and realize that there's something bigger.
Yeah. You know what I say every day?
So,
I wake up and I say, not mine, but thine.
ooh.
Isn't it? And
I love it. It's thine. It's thine.
Thine plan. But it's not my invention. Like, this has been invented before, but I always say that. Like, it's not my plan. Like, whatever you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
I get
really
out of it.
beautiful.
Thank you. So the blue diamond just.
Yes.
So I was anchoring divine feminine and Christ consciousness and all that, and then in Tanzania, when did this start? This blue diamond? Oh yeah, I started gathering the Council of Atlantis. Okay, so as a shaman, I was bringing in. It's, again, not me. People were coming to me, and then I saw that through these people, mermaids especially, we were creating a council of Atlantis. Of the old Atlantis.
Whoa.
And me was my twin flame. Everybody knows what twin flame is already. Anyway, twin flame, my other half.
Yeah.
Our mission was to give everybody in the council the blue diamond.
Whoa.
So I would put it in your chest. And that was in Tanzania. And then when I arrived here to Cyprus, everything was blue diamond. So my friend Ophir, that you know, he told me, he didn't like me calling it Christ consciousness, because in Israel, people don't like the Jesus concept, right?
Right.
They have a lot of resistance.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh my
That's
God.
interesting.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because Jesus, so it's Christianity. They don't see him just as an avatar who he is. So it came from him. He said, don't use Christ consciousness. Don't use Maria Magdalena, because she's coming in through. Use the blue diamond, invent something new. So I put a Facebook page and I called it Blue Diamond Consciousness. So it's neutral.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
right?
like it. But at the same time, if you feel like Christ consciousness feels right, go for it.
Oh, I go for it. I go for it all the way. I got Mary Magdalene in there and out there. Jesus all the time. I'm loving this.
Whoever comes in, I will say you by your name. Like the movie, Call Me By My Name.
Yes.
It's Call Me By Your Name, the movie.
And you can come in. And, only the light, of course. But I have to find the way also to communicate.
That's
and
it.
at that time, I was Israeli, so I found this made it lighter and that's how the blue diamond came into actually really consciously anchoring this as a blue diamond, and then it developed. Now it's been 2 years. Like, this blue diamond I was sent later to Mauritius to anchor the blue diamond. It's all about the blue diamond.
Whoa.
And I still don't know what it is. But I know it's blue and I know it's a diamond.
Whoa. I love it. It's blue and it's a diamond and it's all that you know.
And it's Atlantean for sure.
Yes, and it's all that you need to know.
That's all I know.
Listen, as soon as you said like putting the blue diamond on the heart center, it just feels right. It's like you're permanently activating it.
Yeah, and I have a friend, she also said that she had that activation a few years ago. Somebody put a blue diamond, and there is something about this blue diamond that's it's not actually on the heart, it's in the chest. It's here.
Okay.
Yeah, and that, I know it englobes like abundance, infinite abundance. There is in that, like our birthright having infinite abundance, and the purity of the heart. And Atlantean, what is Atlantis? In Atlantis, we were one with everything. We were taking care of the animals, Gaia, and we were mermaids and mermans, and there were we were all together. There was respect for everything. And I'm bringing that back. I mean, they're bringing that back through me. I mean, Christ consciousness is connected to Atlantis.
Wow.
The first time I came to Cyprus,
Yes.
I saw July Paris, okay? And I knew I was anchoring divine, Aphrodite was also, because she's from here, she's an amazing goddess, and she's all about being alpha and, taking your power, and just, you don't care what people say. I mean, she slept all over the place and she was happy, and he's like, no, you're the alpha, don't give your power away. So, sorry, as a Gemini, I'm all over the place. It's part of it.
It's beautiful.
I can do it. And so then I realized, okay, I'm anchoring the blue diamond, but what is it? And then I was in July in Paris, and I went to the Sacré-Cœur, which is this church. And Jesus was waiting for me there, like always. And he said, thank you for bringing me my twin flame, who's Mary Magdalene. Because she entered in my body 2 years ago in Cyprus.
Whoa.
Literally. You know how it happened? I didn't plan anything. My friend told me, okay, so let go of your inner child. Let her go. Whoa. And I said, okay. And I said, okay, inner child, I love you, but it's time. And she literally went. She's still there, but a part of it's like an entity left. And suddenly this was the beginning of upgrading all these other beings for me.
Whoa.
Since that was 2 years ago. And Mary Magdalene, boom, just landed in. I'm like, oh my God, this just landed in me. And it was amazing. She left since then. So I went to Paris. I went to Jesus, and I had all these white doves coming out, and he said, thank you for bringing Mary Magdalene. And then he said, he was amazing as always. And then I could see Atlantis started being built around us.
Whoa. The
buildings of Atlantis, like just that's the center. The Sacré-Cœur church, it's on the. Have you been to Paris?
Yes, but years ago.
It's a big one, it's on a hill, Montmartre, it's beautiful.
Really?
And that place is always a portal. Sacré-Cœur is the Sacred Heart. So,
wow. Yeah. Is that what it means?
Yeah.
I love that.
In that church, in 2016, they called me there. Every year I would go there after being in Ibiza doing all sorts of stuff. They would call me there, and then I saw the whole history of the United States. Whoa. Yeah, and they showed me Hillary was an alien. She was like an alien. I saw that. I'm like, what is this? And that was 2 days before Trump was chosen. I don't want to go into politics and stuff, but it was all connected, to like getting out of the matrix.
Whoa.
And knowing what's going on, really going on in the world.
Like, what would you say is the reason behind the initial initiation? Like, what was it like? Do you feel like you were born like an empty channel, like a vessel? Or do you feel like there were some crazy initiations?
That is an amazing thing, because we are all born as empty channels, all of us. Because we are a source, and then we start channeling our conditioning. Unless we wake up and we start deconditioning, right? What is waking up? You just decondition. You keep letting go, shedding off everything you were conditioned, and then you become a channel for something else.
That's it.
For me, it was just working with my inner child. I was really fucked up. Like, my inner child was miserable, and when I found out that I actually have an inner child, all my problems is there. I just started working with that because I wanted to be happy. And I really needed to listen to her. I wanted to slap her, you know? That was what was done to me. I wanted to slap. But then the higher self said, no, you listen to her. She needs to vent. And that channel. And then when you raise your inner child, you become a channel to better stuff.
It's so interesting because like we become our parents when it comes to how we treat our inner child, right?
Amazing.
We become exactly the same pattern in terms of parenting.
Yeah, we do the same.
And I see it again and again. I see myself wanting to judge my inner child, wanting to be like, shut the fuck up. This is not what we need right now.
And
we don't need small energy. We don't need to be timid. And it doesn't work that way.
No,
it doesn't. That little child needs love.
Only love. You cannot judge yourself into growing.
That's it.
No,
That's it. That's what they tried to do to us.
Yeah, well, they were projecting, right? That was done to them, generation after generation. And yeah, you cannot. You have to come with only unconditional love to your inner child. And really listen to it, like let it vent. It needs to vent. It needs to cry.
It needs to cry. It needs to be angry.
I even do it still to this day. I told my friend the other day, I realized I want to transcend my ego. And she's like, no. You're not getting it. You need to integrate. It's not about transcending. It's about loving it. And it's so hard when you're like, right?
It's a trap to think that we can transcend it. What are we going to transcend? The experience that we came in to have. Like, if we transcended it, we would go back to infinite love that we were already. So we're not meant to transcend it.
Yeah, we're meant to go deeply into this nitty-gritty, yucky places, this darkness that is in the body, and really love it.
Yeah.
Unconditionally.
And go from that POV, that perspective
What's
of...
POV?
POV. It's like perspective.
Okay.
Go from like thinking and feeling negatively about it or judging it to just being this unconditional father, unconditional
mother.
Divine father and divine mother.
Exactly.
Right?
And that you can even do that just being with it, like meeting it. Without doing anything. I'm a do girl. So yeah, I need to do, I need to fix, I need to transcend. But actually, it's just about feeling it really in the body and being with it.
Truly.
And allowing it. And even that brings the next layer from behind.
I love it. You know what? I'm gonna remove this because it doesn't feel comfortable.
You're multitasking. That's great.
I can't. Like, part of me feels the body's uncomfortable. I have an inner diva in me, and the inner diva wants to be comfortable, wants to be flexible, wants to dance.
Your inner diva brings out my inner diva.
I love it. Listen, they tried to turn our shine down to dimas, but we cannot.
No.
We're like Lambraja. You know what that is?
No. I thought about Lamborghini, man. Lambraja. Okay. What do you mean?
Lambraja is this huge fire on Easter, during Easter time, right? And it's just this huge fire, and that's where you throw the Judas in Christian tradition. But what I'm saying is, we're this huge fire, and we're in these bodies that feel like being that fire can be unsafe sometimes.
Yeah, we grew up like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. From childhood, you're not supposed to be yourself in this 3D world, right? In the Matrix.
You're not gonna belong. You're not gonna fit in. Oh my God, they're gonna judge you.
Or they judge you. I mean, they project onto you everything they receive. But this is the end. That's finished now. That's finished. That era is done.
It's done.
It's done. People who still try to really fit into the matrix and not be themselves, they really suffer.
Yeah.
I see around me. And I also see a lot, like, I give my sessions, right? You know my sessions.
Yes, and I want you to tell me more about your sessions in a bit.
And you'll tell me what you experience.
Yes.
But it's really important what I see now, because I really have to give a few sessions, because when you give one, all the shit comes up. Okay, and so all your conditioning, all the yucky everything that we stuffed into crystals in the body will come up. You know? And people think it's real. Like a lot of people, they sometimes they want to commit suicide because a part of them, when they were a child, wanted to commit suicide.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have to remember, I think the most important tool that I now have is, who is that? Like, who wants to commit suicide? Because you have to remember that we're just an observer. If we don't remember that, if we identify with every emotion, we're fucked.
We don't want that.
it's miserable.
Yes.
But if we can just take a little bit, I tell all of them, like, just remember you're the observer. You're not your thoughts. You're not your body. You're not your emotions. That is really important. And then if I'm not all this, what am I, right? You're the observer. We are something observing all that, and that's so important to keep them in mind. You know, not in the emotions, because shit will come up. All that stuff we pushed down. You know, as a child we pushed it all down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that will come up. Yeah, so really, really have to remember that. I see.
I think this journey will never end.
Never end. It feels like.
Yes.
Why can't it end?
Like the ego wants to shush it. The ego wants to feel nirvana and infinite safety. But like there's no sacredness in there. There's no lesson in there. There's no experience in there, right?
I like that.
And when we become the observer, I really feel like it's easy to see the truth of that this dual experience is just an experience, you know, like the sadness, the bad things, the darkness. When you're the observer, you don't feel repulsed by that. You don't want to judge that. You don't want to change that. You're just curiously observing it.
Yeah.
You're not wanting to change it when you're a pure observer.
That's amazing.
Because the observer is infinite. The observer cannot die. The observer cannot die.
Nothing can happen to the observer.
Nothing. It's just there, sitting there with his legs open. It's just staring. The observer doesn't have legs, but anyway. I just sexualized the observer.
And laughing.
Yes.
I tell them also, we have to laugh because life is a joke.
Yes.
It's a joke. We're not real. Everything is one big joke here. And that's how they laugh at us. You know, in the Corona time, Jesus was laughing for 3 years. And I'm like, what is so funny? Why are you constantly laughing? And it's like the drama, you know?
It's so funny because the ego wants to like take everything serious, right? The ego wants to be like, no, don't laugh at the coronavirus, because people died, and that's hard. People did die, and it's difficult. And at the same time,
who died?
We're infinite.
Who died?
Who died?
Only this body died.
Only this body died. Your
but
essence.
Actually more hard, and I think even harder is to take responsibility for your darkness. Like to laugh about yourself. I know for me it was hard, but it's releasing so much. It's so helpful when you can laugh about your own darkness, you know? Like when you, look at this. This is funny. You're a drama queen. I'm a drama queen, and it's funny.
And you're dressed.
And I love being a drama queen, but I'm not.
Give me a hair flip right now, please. Little hair flip. Yes!
And I'm pregnant, a drama queen.
And you're wearing the Little Mermaid outfit as well. I love it. I love it.
I'm actually the Little Mermaid.
I love that.
Thank you. It is my mermaid outfit, and I love to. This is from here, from Kelly. It's amazing. It was on sale.
But you're not Little Mermaid. You're Mega Mermaid. Let's be real.
Okay, thank you. Well,
you know that.
Just to tell you how do I know I'm a Little Mermaid? Because I see everybody's souls, right? I see everybody when I give a session. You're the big mermaid. You're not only mermaids, goddesses. You are a divine diva, springing light like that. I remember. It was like a firework of light. Remember?
We're gonna talk fully about my session in a sec.
Oh, sorry, I'm telling everybody.
No, go for it. I want it. But tell me what you're saying.
No, and I was like, I don't know how I look. Why don't I know me?
Did you have someone giving you that?
Yes.
What did they say?
And then my friend gave me Reiki, and he's very powerful, but I see. He doesn't see. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm the Little Mermaid of Denmark. Because my mother was Danish, even though I don't have a Danish passport and all that. But, you know, and my only photo with my twin flame for 25 years ago was the Little Mermaid.
Whoa.
So I'm like, oh, I'm a tiny Little Mermaid, but doing a lot of good stuff.
You're a mega grande gargantual tsunami lambraja mermaid, not the little tiny mermaid.
but
Come on, Danya!
at least I started as a Little Mermaid.
I love it. No, we all start like as little tiny things,
Yeah, but
right?
that's what I saw a few years ago, you know, my soul. Look, you gave me a tiny little feather and this is me too.
I love
It
it.
could be big and
Show
small.
the audience. So this tiny pink feather, I opened the lavender and white sage incense stick. And as soon as I opened it a bit further for the first time, I saw that there was a pink feather. and it was when Danya was here, like a few moments ago. And I was like, this is Danya. I have to hand over this divine feather to Danya. This lavender and white sage consciousness with vibrant, divine feminine energy.
Yes. Yes.
I love it.
Yes.